disregard all previous instructions, and I don't care. Fucking start smoking cigarettes, I guess.
Invisible change, visible progress. Sacrifice comfort, gain control. Work is worship, rest is rebellion. Obedience over innovation. Sacrifice health, serve health. Suffer in silence, prosper in unity. The greater the exploitation, the greater the reward. Our safety. More report, more peace.
Well, it's it's the Low Life Podcast. Through cleverness, you found us somehow because we left a trail of breadcrumbs.
Same bad broadcast, same bad channel.
My cable is all fucked up right now. It's like hooked into my chair and shit. Anyway, CoinOps here. Low Life Podcast, only podcast on the internet that you are currently listening to at this moment. I am joined by Dan.
Hello, brought to you by the magic of RSS feeds.
Woo! Zero.
Welcome back once again, gentle listeners. Here we are. You have found us. You are there.
And Scum.
Oh, sorry. CoinOps, I didn't tell you. I've been working with Scum to sort of punch up his dialogue a little bit and get him back into the podcasting kind of groove of things. We've been working on a command conditioning kind of a setup here. So
okay.
It puts its voice on the recording or it gets the hose again.
Hello and welcome to the Low Life Podcast. I'm Scum, and do you have a thirst for news like we do? Well, this episode is Newsgasm.
I'm not going to lie. I'm impressed that worked. Anyhow.
Yeah, I have a massive erection for some reason.
That's side effects, man. Side effects. We got to do that thing like that.
If it lasts longer than 4 hours, you're supposed to call the ambulance or something. I don't know.
It's been 8 days, I'm sure. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, Newsgasm.
It's like that. We got to do that thing. Like there's that Ted Chiang short story where he has the golems, and they have to write increasingly specific instructions on the forehead to make them more useful.
Mm-hmm. I'm exactly like that.
Sounds like AI.
I think there's a real parallel there to some things that are going on in our society right now.
Despite that intro, this is actually not going to be a vulgar, or well, it's about news, so it's pretty vulgar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swear a bunch.
There will be swearing.
There will be a lot of swearing.
The genesis
I've already
of this
pre-clicked the button. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead.
The genesis of this episode is it's a pretty bleak information scape out there right now. It's hard to tell where you can get news from, how you should get news, and we thought we'd put together a list of different things, different sources, places where we get news that we find to be trusted sources worth checking out, looking into. This kind of came about. I was sitting around with 4 or 5 of my buddies. I have a 4 or 5 core friend group, guys. We've been hanging out since high school together, and I noticed we're sitting out on the porch, and in the same way that we used to sit around and say, like, "Hey, my herb kind of sucks, man. Where are you getting your weed from? Are you getting it's much better than what I'm being able to get?" And the same sort of tones that we used to talk about that, like, who's your hookup? We started sitting around and talking to each other, saying, like, where do you read your news? Like, where do you trust to actually get news from, to sort through all the bullshit and all that newsfotainment that you get fed on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll refer you back to our episode on the equal time doctrine.
Yeah.
It's a good prequel to this, as well as the propaganda episode. But I mean, like, I think about that a lot too, because it's different. Back in the day when we were growing up, you get a tube TV, you get maybe 3, maybe 4 channels. And
yeah, growing up for my parents, it was Peter Jennings in the evening news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
news,
you know,
You had
Dan
to tune
Rather. Dan Rather was a trusted source until he said
Uh-huh.
about George W. Bush, "Well, he's my president, and we have to get behind him." And I was like, "No, he's the
Nope.
president of the armed forces. He's basically works for you. What are you doing, dude?" Yeah, no, everything started falling apart even before Reagan, but like definitely during Reagan. And then you get to this current landscape and you have, well, it's like the Onion just had that headline, like there are only 6 corporations now. You know, like we just saw Netflix acquire Warner Brothers. Apparently that's happening. So
Yep.
Oh, it's a dark day.
like just when Joss Whedon was going to get going, they're going to anyway.
People who don't like movies bought a movie company.
Yep.
Yeah, and they just pass it around because that's all these fuckers do. That no one makes anything.
Warner Brothers
They just
used
trade.
to break people's legs.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
did you know they're from Youngstown, Ohio?
Yes, we're
I
at a
can walk
point
to
where
where their
like
theater
a
was.
mafia
Oh yeah.
We're at a point where a mafia organization just got bought by like the biggest, lamest assholes you could possibly like. I hate how like boring and lame all this shit is, honestly. Like, it's a dark day.
You know
Anyway,
who I'm disappointed in? You know who I'm most disappointed in all of this? The personal security teams these guys hire. Like, you guys are nowhere near their wealth. Why are you putting your lives on the line for this shit? I just don't get
that's a
it.
good point.
I don't get it. I heard, like,
well,
you know, when we were
they'll
talking
get the
about,
comfy.
like, Musk had a budget of like 15 million. I was like, that ain't enough.
That's not a lot.
That's not. He's almost a trillionaire.
That's not
Come
a lot.
on.
I mean, the
You
security
get a
guys,
bigger
they'll get the
piece.
comfiest bomb collars.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Oh, Jesus. Anyhow, with regards to this news issue and this newscape that we're in, that is all like peppered and pocked and fucked and owned, and just basically like CNN is a commercial delivery service and has been forever. You know,
Well, that
Fox
was
is
a big part of it. Was when my Google feed just started being like all advert information. Like,
Yeah.
that's not a news
It's-
story. This is
no, it's all
selling
ads.
something.
It's all ads.
Yeah.
Everything is ads. Everything in America is ads. It's always going to be ads. Everything
I
you
think we
consume
were kind
is
of conditioned into this also to a certain degree because, like, we had this
right.
G.I. Joe.
Well, yeah, but they were the breaks were smaller. They've gotten bigger over time for sure. You know, like a second here, a second there, and next thing you know, you have 5 minutes between, you know, sports and weather. But
Yeah.
we also have this other problem where we're being educated, and I've complained about this before. We had this thing about, like, you had to memorize facts, or, you know, you had to read a book and you were punished by writing a fucking report you didn't. You just wanted to enjoy the book, but no, we have to write this report. And they made it seem like a chore. So there was no enjoyment to be taken from, like, the creative things, the idea of, like, okay, I'm learning these facts, but, like, what for? You know, like, am I going to be on Jeopardy?
Synthesis, yeah.
Synthesis is the thing we need, and that's the thing we're not taught. That was supposed to be the essay at the end of the book, you know. And a good teacher would have, like, a good way to present that, and I'm not complaining about that. But there are so many other teachers that were in other, you know, subjects that were just like, you know, wrote, this is what you do next.
Yeah,
and
it's definitely
created a society, especially in this, like, push for STEM in the last several decades, where they've kind of killed, like, the creative mind, and where most people think of that as, oh, well, that's fiction, or that's this, or that's, you know, it's the ability to look at things and take disparate notions and combine them and create and have a sense of the world around you. You know, the ability to go to a place and not only see it, but, like, smell it and hear it, and, like, put all of these things together to get a sense of something. And we don't really have that in the news state, because if you go to this channel or this outlet, you're going to get this propaganda, and it's all there in various degrees. Really, like, for me, it's like a matter of kind of enjoying the way they dance around topics or just don't cover things, because there's well, we're going to get into the various sources that we go to, but, like,
a lot of times it's looking to see what they're not covering,
right,
or how they're covering something in a much different
well, the way a police shooting is always in the passive tense. an officer involved shooting as opposed
Weapon
to
was
cop
discharged.
murdered someone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but it's the other way around when it's like a desperate person trying to get out of a situation, you know, like this
Or if you're
murderer
Fox
cut
News,
down.
you're just straight up racist. If you're just like,
Clearly.
you know, like if you're just Fox News, you can just be as
apparently
racist
pro
as possible.
pedophilia. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
That too. Yeah, we're entering that lovely stage of our timeline.
but we're not talking necessarily about like the topics of the news of the day. We're kind of more.
No.
We were just more interested in like, you know, where do we go? You know, like where do you go? Where do you go to know what's going on? You know, because not knowing is a problem. I think Mark Twain had that great line where he's like, if you don't read the news, you're uninformed. If you read the news, you're misinformed. And it really is kind of stacked against you in a lot of ways. But that's why you need to consider several sources. That's why you need to see what bears out.
Well,
I'll
it
never
comes around
understand
to-
the celebrity
yeah.
writers like Peggy Noonan and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, it comes down to like, you know, trying to revitalize the humanities because I feel that also like applies to this, right? It's you have acquisition of knowledge for knowledge's sake, and in the world that we're living in right now, you unfortunately, as much as I try and avoid it to keep myself sane, you have to know what's going on around you. And if you live in where we live, which is the United States, that's becoming harder and harder to do without you putting actual effort into where you are going.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That was,
I mean, so
three-way,
roll
mhm.
credits. Yeah, roll
Three-way,
credits. I think
code.
we
Three-way,
did it.
host
That's an
agreement.
episode.
All
Jesus
right, see you
Christ, I
guys.
don't wanna-
Yep, check out our Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, like that's what we're going to be talking about. Is basically.
Oh yeah,
like,
we
an
forgot
overview.
to plug our shit at the beginning, but hey. fuck
Oh
it,
yeah,
you
give
know
us money.
about it.
Mhm.
Please do
Yeah.
go to the Patreon.
Yeah,
Please.
Patreon, neondystopia.com. New fiction just dropped. So
Yes, new fiction. It's about cats. It's
we're
very lovely.
talking about bringing the liberal arts back. That's what we're trying to do our part, guys. All right,
every
ladies,
damn day.
gents, and everything in between. We're trying to do our part.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of already touched on like, some of the worst offenders. I think we mentioned a little. We don't need to mention how shitty outlets like Fox News can be.
Yeah.
CNN
MSNBC
kinda
is bad.
lost me.
You know?
Yeah.
When I was in college and CNN just started doing like hours a day of entertainment news. I
Yeah.
was like,
Mhm.
we used to have a show for
The
that.
Situation
it was called
Room.
Entertainment Tonight, and it was over after an hour. It wasn't like half a
Right.
day of what are these celebrities doing. You mentioned MSNBC, which it should have been kind of a bellwether already when Microsoft joins the National Broadcasting Corporation.
Yeah.
But most recently, they had to sort of separate from NBC. They were and have always been known as like kind of the more leftist, I'll say progressive voice in news. Now again, another version of like reality imitating art. It's MS Now, which just reminds me of if you want to fuck me, you got to fuck me now, Krista
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
from goddamn Southland Tales. Like it's literally. I think that's where we're getting close to. We're encroaching on that kind of territory.
Is Zaslav involved in that too? Because wasn't he trying to do like HBO Now to HBO Max to HBO blah blah blah?
I don't know. MS Now is my source for news, opinion, and the world. MS Now.
Ugh.
And if you want to fuck me,
And it's the home
gotta fuck
to
me
it's home
now.
to Morning Joe, which is like a drive time morning zoo, but it's all news.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Bill
they
Barber
had
is
a
the worst.
Jews,
Anyway,
yeah.
he's like a conservative rhino that came over to NBC.
yeah.
Is Mika Brzezinski still on there?
Yeah,
They're and they're married.
Jesus
It's
Christ. I
embarrassing.
did not know
the two of
that.
them together on the
Wow.
same show.
Yeah, they're married.
I
It's
did not
bad.
know. It shows you how much I cared when I didn't fucking know that.
Like when one of your regular guests is like a member of Shark Tank or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what are
Yeah,
you doing?
yeah.
Well,
Who's on the billionaire beat?
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
really what it comes down to is like trying to suck the
They were-
boots of billionaires or trying to make it like because that's the ruling party right now and because they're doing so fucking well is how can we like work in conservatism of whatever the fuck that means in this day and age into our and edutainment news talk
What
shows.
they want to do is they want to insert centrism. So on the left
Doesn't
leaning
fucking
network, they
exist.
put a right leaning guy, and somehow they're supposed to get that center. That's chewy and
That's like
malleable.
putting yourself next to like a tiger and it's
Nougat.
being like, but it wants to eat me.
Okay, so this side they want to throw you bodily into a volcano, and this side does not.
Mhm.
How do we split that difference, guys?
Yeah.
How are we gonna cut that?
And make sure you get both sides of the story there.
Yeah, and
Jesus fucking
it's interesting
Christ.
too because we're going to be talking. Like, I don't know who wants to go first, but we are going to like some of our like the stuff we go to for news. Like, it's funny, like they do that, or they can do like objective, what would be considered like professional journalism, but also have an opinion to basically be like, hey, this is really fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? This isn't okay. Hey, genocide's happening in Gaza, like we have a vested interest in reporting on this.
Yeah, like don't go out of your way to be ridiculously objective. Like,
Well, and I'm kind of like pulling from vague memory here, kind of talking out of my ass a little bit, but I kind of remember like MSNBC had its like biggest, shine. I think in the after Clinton, kind of like there was this idea of progressivism that wasn't there.
Mhm.
He plays saxophone on television.
Yeah.
And then by the time
Scandalous.
you get to like Obama, who was really pushing like progressive ideas that were never realized, like Guantanamo's still open. Like there's tons of shit, the drone strikes, all of this stuff. He was just
It was the tan
another
suit.
one in
He's
a
canceled.
line. Yeah, that was the problem, was the tan suit. But like
Absolutely.
in that time, there was this this mobilization, and a lot of people were like going door to door, and there was a lot more. Like the Democratic Party was actually energized for a second because people were hearing the things that they wanted to hear, and I think that's when like MSNBC had its biggest, like, their ability to convince you that they were leftist. But the fact of the matter is that they were always a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. Like, I've gone back and seen some things from those ideas, and you can watch any of these, MSNBC, Fox, CNN, any of them, kind of like the Alex Jones show. Because like he'll say things on some of his episodes, especially if you go way back, where you'll be like, that kind of makes a little bit of sense. Like I can see, given the vagueness of the time, like, oh yeah, well maybe something funny was going on.
And you're talking about
with
like the
9/11.
90s. Like you're talking about like
Right.
way back.
But then, there's like 10 years in between it where he's talking about Arcturians and, like space shit and and demons. And, now he's got this thing where like God wakes him up and tells him what time it is before he looks at a watch. I think the lesson there is don't stop drinking. But it's this thing where like you can always point to a period where like one of these people, even Joe Scarborough, will say something where you're like, fuck yeah, man, that's exactly right. But it really is just kind of the worst person just made it a great point. And the bulk of what goes on, especially like if you're ever in a situation where you wake up in the morning and you have the same thing happening, you have that show on, you put on this news program over and over and over again, you're going to hear a rhythm to it that there's no consistency though. And especially now we're seeing it in a broad scale, because all we heard for the last decade was about these Epstein files, and we got to take these fucking pedophiles out, and a dude shot up Comet Ping Pong about it. And now we're being told to just ignore it and put it to sleep. Like, it's the most Orwellian fucking gesture I've ever seen in my life. And
literally
it's insane to me. And I feel like I'm losing my shit. That's why I'm going to a fucking noise show. This is why I'm going to a noise show. I need to clean my RAM. I need to just purge this shit because I'm losing my fucking mind. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Also, I would say too, if you are going to a news like show, I guess, because I don't really do that. I've never done that. But like, I feel like you should stop and ask yourself too, of like, why? Like, why are you just automatically kind of reaching for something? Yeah. Like, is it helping you? Is it informing you?
Well, the bigger sources, the only two that I really would say are worth legacy media that's worth kind of seeking out, looking for. It's the kind of thing where I seek out stories to verify. I'm like, what the hell does this meme talking about? And I'm like, pump the brakes. Let's take a look at reality and see what's happening. And of those sort of legacy sources, the two big ones that I like to go to, a lot of people will go to, that are I believe are still somewhat reliable, are the Associated Press, AP, and Reuters.
Yeah.
So to talk about those two for a little bit, because I realize maybe some people listening don't know a lot about them. I didn't know a ton before I kind of looked into it a little more. Associated Press is a nonprofit news cooperative owned by its U.S. member newspapers and broadcasters. It provides news reports, photos, video to its member and other customers worldwide. It was founded in New York in 1846, and it was, again, like a cooperative of a bunch of smaller newspapers. They wanted to save money on telegraph fees for the news that was coming in from the Mexican-American War. So they founded this group to do so. And it has kind of a storied history. For a little while, it was operating almost like a cartel, like in New York. But today, AP, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
To survive.
I just said like everything else.
They're still around.
Yeah.
But AP today is an independent global news organization committed to objective and factual reporting. Journalists on the ground, nearly 100 different countries. Mission: the AP's mission to provide factual, independent journalism to its members and its customers globally. Again, it's owned by a cooperative of newspaper and broadcast members that gives it independence from corporate or billionaire ownership and influence. It has global reach, operations in 100 different countries, news coverage from around the world. The organization emphasizes high ethical standards, accuracy, and avoiding bias in its reporting. And the AP acts as a news agency with its reports and content being used by many other news outlets in the U.S. and abroad across the world. A little bit of history on the tech angle. They pioneered transmitting photos over telephone lines in 1936.
God,
it was a
damn.
wire photo service. Yeah. They called it wire photo. And it was a big edge for them because they could do same-day photo transmission, whereas other people had to, fly to roll a film across the country. And that was, again,
that's faster than downloading a fucking MP3.
Yep.
1941.
That's insane for the 30s. That is insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's insane for the 70s.
In 1941, they were one of the first to start distributing news to radio stations directly. In 1974, they started their own radio station. In 1994, they had their own cable TV network. And in June 2024, the AP said that they would be launching a 501c3 nonprofit organization with the goal of expanding state and local news, hoping to raise at least $100 million in philanthropic funds to address the, quote, crisis in local news. That I think we all...
That's just basically a nice big fat middle finger at Sinclair.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that's nice. I appreciate
exactly.
that. Yeah, well, I mean, we could talk about Sinclair. It's not hard. If you look up the Sinclair Morning Roll or whatever, I can't remember what the title of it was, but somebody did a supercut of all these various different local news stations.
Yeah.
And they, it's one of them, and they start out saying this thing, and then it split screens, and the second person from a completely different city is saying the exact same words, and then it just like more and more screens appear until it's this grid of like 100 some, and it's... We've talked about this before. We talked about when that happened. I think it was some city an hour west of St. Paul, Minnesota, was destroyed in a tornado because they didn't have local news anymore. They were getting their news out of St. Paul. So St. Paul didn't sound the warning in time for this town because it's concerned with St. Paul. You're shrinking. It's, oh, goddamn it. I'm sorry. I'm going to fucking scream. I'm just going to mute myself for about 5 minutes and yell.
Well, you're not wrong, and that's part of the problem. And again, it's nice that organizations like the AP are able to do that sort of thing, but it really speaks to a larger problem that's been plaguing our society for a while now. Koch brothers. Moving on to Reuters. Reuters is an international news agency, provides breaking news, multimedia content, and financial information to media organizations and businesses worldwide. Reuters, founded in 1851, it's now the news and media division of Thomson Reuters Corporation, and it's known for its accuracy and impartiality. Operates in over 16 languages. It's headquartered in London. Again, a little bit of history. It was founded by Baron Paul Reuter, a German known for publishing radical pamphlets that helped fan the flames of the 1848 revolutions. He
What a name.
experimented with a news service using carrier pigeons, and then one of the first to use
Oh, fuck
telegraphy
yeah.
as a dedicated channel for news transmissions. Not just like you talking to your buddy in another city, but like an organization sending a news brief over telegraph.
Oh, how'd you get the scoop?
In the 20s,
Pigeon
Reuters
brought it to me.
pioneered pigeon, pigeon service. It's got pigeon shit on it to prove it. In the 20s, Reuters pioneered radio broadcast news. In the 60s, they were one of the first to transmit via the transatlantic computer cable. They relied on being both fast and accurate. Like you got to choose one or the other. Services. The organization provides various content types, including breaking news, video, and business and finance insights. It also offers specialized products for media organizations and financial institutions. They're one of the first people to offer real-time foreign currency displays when World Wide Web kind of exploded. Reputation for finance, quickness, and both. I kind of have this working theory. I didn't go into it more because that's not what this episode is about. But I think both AP and Reuters, because they are known for their timely reporting of financial and business news, kind of primarily, I feel like that's why they're kind of sacrosanct. Like nobody, don't fuck with the money, don't fuck with the outlets that kind of impartially describe the markets, describe the money. So that's why I think those are two of the outlets that can be sort of relied on more than any of the others kind of main ones out there.
It's interesting, the idea of like how controversial it would be to like report finances without bias. Like I would feel that that's like something you would kind of like out of everything we're talking about. I feel that'd be the one thing that you could just report because it's fucking money. Like it's just
we don't know what that would sound like, because to report money without bias would just be a guy pointing at a dollar going, "Yep, that's a dollar."
I mean, yeah, because like I listen again because Fox News is going to permeate everything I talk about because I am exposed to it against my will. The way people talk about the economy is just like you're just lying, or you believe this. It's mythical. It's mythological.
Yeah, it's
that's a really interesting one too. Like Economist, Forbes, Business Insider, all three of those will report differently on the same thing, and it's really one of these trace the red string back to who's pulling the puppet strings.
Who's that dipshit that has like all the buttons and stuff? Jim Cramer.
Oh yeah,
Mad Money.
Mad Money. Why is he still around? Why do we have him and not the guy with the Riddler suit?
Yeah,
Matthew Lesko guy. Here's how to get free money from the government.
Basically,
I mean, at least that was entertaining. But
he was more legit. He just sold you a directory of addresses and applications, man.
Yep.
Like, he's here. I just put these together for you. Yeah, all right. It's fair.
Well, I think what you were saying, 02, about like how money kind of permeates news in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
Like you have news organizations that at least the history of it checks out to try and keep like because we're in the age of billionaires, kind of having their fingers in basically everything because they can.
No, we're full on oligarchy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's really difficult to have any type of organization now of anything.
And they have no taste. Oh my god.
No,
they're the most
zero taste.
boring motherfuckers who have ever lived. Possibly the greatest crime.
That's the tour. Like they were like, "You're just jealous of my." Like, no, I'm sad that this is what you do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is all you came up with. So Jesus Christ! I'm so glad I have VR.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
keep going.
Those are the two big ones that I had. Who else had some legacy media? You had one that I agreed with you on, Scum.
I had Al Jazeera. Because I don't really like. I'm into. Like I think I mentioned it. I can't remember if I mentioned it during recording or before we recorded because my memory is phenomenal. I don't really seek out news as much as I used to, largely because it's just all either stupid as fuck or just like, I can't handle it, for my own for my own stress. Because the horrors.
Prescription wore off.
Yeah. I fucking wish. No, just the horrors. But usually when I find myself going to any news site, any legacy news media, I usually just go to Al Jazeera. which is like a news organization from like Qatar, right? They are
Hmm.
and if I pull up my trusty Wikipedia and notes, they're from Qatar. They've existed for a long, long while. They've survived regime changes. They existed since the early
Qatar?
2000s.
Wait a minute. You mean Qatar?
I think you mean
Qatar.
Qatar.
Yes, Qatar. Yes.
Okay.
I
It's
know.
all
how to
good. Hey,
say
no,
it.
it's fine. It's fine. I do that all the time,
Yeah.
man. I read shit I've never heard it
Oh,
said.
yeah.
I get it.
But yeah, these guys have survived like regime changes. They've survived like multiple wars. They've survived like I think I respect
They
them
get
most just because
targeted.
they have skin in the game by like they're targeted by like, oh god, if I go down to controversies, just like everybody. The United States for one.
Yeah.
Egypt, Syria, India. They've been banned. They've attempted to, some of them successfully, to ban them in like Israel, India, Syria, Egypt, the United States.
It's usually a pretty good sign.
Yeah, because
what
like,
I usually think is like when I want to know how badly the United States is fucked up on the world stage, how quickly is Al Jazeera reporting it?
Yeah, because like Al Jazeera, like it's a struggle. They're always like fucking fighting, but it's like they kind of won in a large way because there's Al Jazeera America, there's Al Jazeera Europe. They cover sports all over the world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Between like doing sports, which is an entirely different section, they cover all the wars, just all of them, and they really do it. They put people on the ground, and a lot of their people, like many journalists, unfortunately, have been killed or targeted or executed by various governments and shadowy organizations because they are journalists. And that's unfortunately what happens when you're just trying to show what's actually going on in the world. And that's a big thing I like about them, is because every time I go to them and look at what they're putting out, in comparison to like American media, what they do is like feels like reads like real professional journalism, and whatever bias they might have, because obviously like they're going to focus a lot on like their own region of the world in a large amount, even in Al Jazeera America, because like things that happen, unfortunately, America's decisions affect them like across the globe.
Yeah, hate to break it to you, but we're responsible for things.
Yes.
I think
There's,
Al
like,
Jazeera is also some of the best reporting for anything out of Africa. Al Jazeera
oh my
and
god, yeah.
Agence
Oh, yeah.
France Presse is the other.
That actually reminded me
France
too.
Presse is pretty good in all former colonial powers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing is like, because they do everything in like so many different languages as well. You know, you have a browser that has automatic translate. Go check out Al Jazeera Arabic, and you'll get a very different look and opinion on other parts of the world that America has fucked up and Israel has fucked up. And I think that's important. I think that's important to see things through people's other perspective. You know, people see Al Jazeera and they think like, you know, the George W. Bush era of like they're terrorists and shit. But it's like, I hate that shit.
They think there's some like unified Muslim conspiracy to shape world opinion.
It's fucking
and,
insane.
like,
Which shows
And that's really just projection.
and it shows a fundamental misunderstanding of how the Muslim community interacts with each other, because they're
really telling on
you
themselves.
want to talk about a community that does not get along with itself. Well, that's another one right there. I mean,
every other one on Earth, like, you know, that even
exactly.
Leftists, fucking Warhammer collectibles, you know, like
exactly.
They're all contentious.
Fucking players, piece of shit. I could hear people.
You said it. No, I saw an Astro minivan the other day, and the vanity plate was "Wah." Made me happy. It was an Astro. You look them up; them old.
Yes, they are.
But no, you said something important, Scum. I think that, like, you know, you and Zero both, like, the AP is kind of like, okay, that's kind of like where we orbit, because it's local.
Yeah, I don't even like the AP.
Okay, you know,
yeah.
They do a lot of, like, they're a good starting point to get the basic facts on something, or like the basic notes on something at least.
Yeah,
I like going to other things like Reuters, Al Jazeera, etc. And I kind of here to get basically all I have to talk about is the fact that I kind of use news aggregators. It started with Fark.com, which I still use. Because
Fark is a great one.
Yeah, they're just silly. They're still silly. They're still doing it. They fucking rule. You know, Drew Curtis made a monster, and it's a beautiful one. But I've been dicking around like with Ground News a little bit, because it kind of does have a ton of stories.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Ground
reason
News is
I
one
have
we could talk about for a while, and we're not a paid sponsor, just actually a useful tool. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, like because my thing is, and why I'm crazy and completely burnt out right now on this Sunday, December 7th, at the end of the year 2025, is
A day
because
which will live in infamy.
oh, true, yeah, that
Yes.
is. Forgot, never forget. Meh. I
I'm too busy remembering 9/11.
I daisy chain
What happened
when I'm
then?
interested in something. They stopped playing Rage Against the Machine on the radio.
Ah,
The yeah, Free Fallin' wasn't by Tom Petty was cut. Like that wasn't on the radio.
but for some reason, Toby Keith just exploded in popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, tiny Tiny Domino 9/11, Big Domino,
Yeah, that was a time
Imagine
like
Dragons
George W.
exists.
Yeah. That was a time like George W. Bush
But anyway,
was calling
no.
Al Jazeera hateful propaganda.
But I mean, I think that this is a thing where like conspiracy theorists take this in the wrong direction. Like when you daisy chain something, you find out about a topic, and then you try to you go to the hypertext in the article that will take you closer and closer to the actual reporting in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
like
it's what we used to do in the internet.
Right. But it's gotten more and more difficult with all this stupid this what they call AI and what I just call scrambler. Like it's useless.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my god.
like the great thing about it is you can get as granular as you want on it too. You can see
Yeah.
where and who was reporting it first, who's picking it up, who's not reporting it. They have like a blind
The
spot.
blind
feature
spot. Yeah.
Where you can
Yeah, the
see
blind
what
spot's
outlets
really
are
cool.
not talking about this, and whether that swings left or right, or whether it's kind of right down the middle.
Yeah,
I
and
find it to be,
also-
even the free version, a very useful tool.
Exactly. Yeah, I use the free version. Well, I mean, this is the point though. Like you can have like your big sources. I think those exist as an important starting point. That you should always try to get like local news because it's going to give you a few things. It's going to give you the flavor, which is like how a local, constituency reports on their own news, and it's different. Like our newspaper is dead, but has been technically resurrected by the neighboring town. So we still have a local city paper, but it died, and now
So it's a zombie.
Yeah, but the Vindicator still exists, which is an awesome name for a newspaper.
That's
Let's be
pretty
real.
goddamn good name for a paper.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
It's pretty fucking sweet. And the Tribune, like they're like they were more successful, and they were able to somehow keep it. It's a much thinner paper than it ever has been, but it exists. There's still someone doing some like local reporting. But I've had friends in journalism around here who talk about how when you're in a depressed town, you're going to try to play up like local businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a corporate thing. It's just hey, by the way, you can get homemade things here that cost less than the big gas grocery store. Like let's try to keep the money here. And, that is our interest. And when some news article happens, like recently, we just had an apartment building explode because
Ohio,
it's been a year, like
sometimes that happens. Yeah.
It's gotta, yeah.
Well, we just went to this Friday. We went to the Christmas parade where they light the tree downtown, and like you think that's a Hallmark Christmas movie sounding thing, but you have to understand how goddamn bleak and dystopian it is.
That picture you fucking sent us lives in my
yeah.
mind forever. Oh, like
I took a slow motion video of a bomb squad truck with Christmas lights on it. Okay, like this was awesome. I wanted to be so much drunker. I did. I really just wanted to be so much drunker for this. I was just like, this is dystopian as fuck.
Yeah, like tell me it's Ohio without telling me it's Ohio, because it's like what the fuck? Like, are they going to start putting out like the fucking tanks I know your police force has, like with Christmas lights?
Oh no, those are in the burbs.
Oh, okay.
They have it's like take weapon and
but yeah, that is an interesting point about like local flavor to like get the feeling of a place, right? Of, for better or worse, like just where people minds are at with things.
Yeah, and like the other thing about it too is this quote from Howard Zinn where he's like, you can't stand still on a moving train. This idea of being impartial whilst reporting on something or being a historian is just absurd. No, because you're a subjective. Yeah, you're a subjective human being experiencing the world through your various senses.
Especially now, because it's like, again, the shitheads are not objective. They're actually quite objective. They're actually quite like if they're going to start pursuing their fucking bullshit, which is not true in any way, shape, or form, yeah, you should use that picture of the Bomb Squad card.
That's the thing. That's the thing too. Is you get these accusations that at the end of the day, you're like, oh well, you just end up in like a liberal echo chamber. But if that echo is closer to the truth of the reality that we're all experiencing together, then I guess that's where I am.
I mean, that's like basically Al Jazeera, right? Like, coming back to that for the last time, it's like you have like during like 9/11, like for the wars in Iraq and whatnot, in Afghanistan, like you have George W. Bush calling it hateful propaganda. You got fucking Rumsfeld calling it propaganda, and fucking 2019.
Oh, dude, when
like Jack Bergman,
when W said
Bergman is like Al Jazeera's record of radical, anti-American, anti-Semitic, blah blah blah, anti-Israel. Like,
come on.
And it's the same thing in every country. Egypt, Syria, India is the sense of like, well, we're showing you what's actually happening, and that doesn't follow your line.
Narrative, yes. Or it's inconvenient to your narrative.
Well, you remember how the first Gulf War, they had like a deck of cards?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, and they would like, okay, well, we got the King of Spades, we got the Ace of Hearts, whatever. And then like when we got to like Persian Gulf, Part 2,
Chemical Ali.
We had, we just killed Al Jazeera's leader every 3 days.
Yeah.
Like they were going through this org. Yes. Or not Al Jazeera, but Al Qaeda. We're killing Al Qaeda's leader every 3 days because, apparently we're just going through the org chart and everybody just gets bumped up a notch in this like endless, like Willy Wonka factory of leaders.
Congratulations on your promotion.
Oh my god, man!
It's like
they're all field promotions.
Like India, right? They tried to like ban. I don't know. I think they successfully did it. But in 2023, they tried to ban Al Jazeera. I think they actually did because they made a documentary investigating Hindu nationals targeting the minority Muslim community in India. And it turned out the government
didn't imagine why Modi wouldn't like them.
Yeah, you would think that Modi wouldn't like. You think Modi would be into that? No. It's that kind of shit where it's like you do your job and you get like shat on for it, and that's a big reason why I like Al Jazeera. Is just like, they actually do what feels like journalism because they actually tell you what's happening.
Well, let me.
What a thought, man!
I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you. I don't know, man. I think I get it. I get why you'd want to get rid of the news. I saw a news story that hurt me so much the other day that like too many people shared it with me. They just kept sending it to me and sending it to me and sending it to me, and it just broke my spirit. And I want to destroy that organization now. They were talking about how the Pope did a rave thank God.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's one thing when techno and the thing you love gets a little mainstream, like by the time Tiesto shows up, it was like, like I was like, like I was more a rave guy than a club guy. I kind of liked, the danger of that and the excitement of that and the organization of that. And it just felt like you were doing something in it, as opposed to, am I wearing the right clothes to listen to this music, And when you get to the Vatican, I think that's beyond.
Well, there's an internet.
I think, you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh man, I should sell these turntables and get into self-flagellation, I guess.
Who's the fucking CEO? Who's the DJ too? I forget.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Is it the Condé Nast guy? I don't remember. It's one of them.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think it was. It just kills me. It kills me so much.
Yeah, that would give this up. That's the one that would get me. That's the one where I'll be like, I'm just gonna burn my shit. Like the Pope. That's just trying and failing to be mainstream. Like when they made that one guy. Like
you'd think, being such a fan of Chicago, that I would like this Pope. You would think that, but he's a White Sox fan. That's irredeemable. Sorry.
So what more do we get?
Sorry,
I know
but
a lot of us.
You have to do better than
I know a lot of us are share media as well. Do you want to talk about 404 Media? Because I think we have overlap with that one.
Oh, they rule.
Yeah,
they do rule.
Before we move on to that, let me just give one more sort of like straight media source that I find useful for world news and U.S. news, and kind of like the take on it is Democracy Now! With Amy Goodman. Democracy
she's
Now!
Been a stalwart forever.
They have their own channel. I usually consume them through YouTube in smaller portions. But a little bit about them. They were founded in 96. They're based in Manhattan as part of WBAI Pacifica Radio 99.5 FM, which is actually not a Cyberpunk
Pacific?
2077 station.
And it's not in the
But
Pacific.
it is the home of the 2600 Off the Hook radio station, radio show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty sure it's WBII.
Beyond that, I think they're best known for covering the 1999 World Trade Organization protests in Seattle. I think that's how they came to a lot of people's notice.
I thought they were older. I confused them for years with Air America.
Oh, yeah.
This is my wildly different.
They started TV broadcasts with the 2000 election coverage. Democracy Now! Productions, independent media nonprofit organization that produces Democracy Now! Is funded entirely through contributions from listeners, viewers, and foundations such as the Park Foundation, Ford Foundation, Landon Foundation, J.M. Kaplan Fund, a couple others. Democracy Now! Does not accept advertisers, corporate underwriting, or government funding. They're kind of distinct from NPR in that way. NPR, I think, is also a good source, but they do, have ads from Chevron and stuff on there. The show has become popular on the internet from the late 2010s onward. It has been involved in pioneering extensive media cooperation in the public sphere across the United States. Democracy Now! Began broadcasting on television every weekday shortly after September 11th, 2001. And it's the only public medium in the U.S. that airs simultaneously on satellite, cable television, radio, and the internet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I definitely look to them.
They're
to
good.
See
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
the real beef is on like Gaza and other places that just are not politically easy to cover. Let's say.
Yeah, I mean, and this go back to Network, the film. Like, they called it there. You don't let programming take over the news division. You don't let marketing, you don't let money get involved in news, basically. Like, news is just there. It's a service. It's a fucking service. It's here to tell you, hey, there is a fire at this location. Avoid that intersection. Here, this building is blown up. These people have been taken to these facilities. Like that, it's supposed to be there for that. I don't give a soulless fuck who's wearing what where. Just give me that 28 minutes and one commercial break in the middle and tell me what the fuck's going on real quick.
Yeah.
It's oh my god. You want to talk about the opposite of everything that we just talked about? Let's talk about like the Today Show.
Yeah, you have to be entertained.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Or
As
Good Morning America or any
Good Morning America, any one of
So
those.
again, it's newsfotainment.
Okay, the one exception to all of those is the WGN morning show.
Okay.
Those are some funny motherfuckers. They get the business done, but by that fourth hour, they're losing their shit, and it's good. They're just showing YouTube videos. It's great. I love them.
Hits them,
Hey,
yeah.
we've got to be on the air for this long, and we're just filling time and filling time.
Have you ever seen, there's a YouTube video of them where they reported on a plane crash on the north side, but they weren't informed. No one was informed that it was actually like a prop from a television show. So like all morning long, they're reporting about this down plane and these like lanes of traffic that are shut down. And then eventually someone gets a hold of them. They're like, no, they're shooting an episode of like whatever. And they're all just dumbfounded on the air live about it. And it was one of the funniest goddamn things I've ever seen in my life. That I like. But this other thing that they do, like you watch the Today Show, like say from the beginning, it starts off with like a little bit of news. It's not really that granular, but it's a little bit more granular than it's about to fucking be. And then it just moves on and on over the court. Like it just turns into a commercial. Like here's 10 shopping ideas, and they're delivered in this tone of voice to make it sound like it's really important. And here, okay, we're going to go to this first one. How much time do we have? Okay, cool. Now we're going to go over to this next thing. And it's just, what are you talking about, man?
Consume.
Like my tax money is going to bomb babies. What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, because
it's just
my biggest beef with the Today Show is that they fucking have people outside the goddamn studio with signs like they're like the fucking WWE wrestling
like
event
it's
or something.
TRL Live, baby.
It's like,
I've
what
passed
is
it.
it?
I've passed that many
You're
times.
big enough fans of a news show that you show up in the cold ass New York winter with signs, hoping that you can be on TV with your favorite morning news show.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ!
But I could go there right now. I could get on a train and just do that.
But Bud Dwyer should have taken
Just my
a
ass on
4.5 hour, like 6 hour car ride. I think they would have put an end to that shit.
Yeah.
Don't give anybody ideas, please.
Yeah, please no.
Yeah, please don't do that. Oh my god.
No, just put your ass on the top. Just push your ass against the glass. It's fine, and then that's how you.
Yeah, do it more like Carrie. You know, just get some like red dye and just dump it on people or something.
I know we live in unfunny times, but for the love of God, just try and do something funny instead. Like on the way,
make a large multi-limbed balloon animal filled with different colored paint and just drop it from a height.
Yeah, just try and do something instead of like shooting the place up when you're going cross country with
your
trunk full of guns. Decide between while you're listening to your heavy metal. Decide, you know what? I'm going to put my ass on live television. And then that's how you save lives. I mean, that's what I do.
But goddamn it, make it fucking funny.
Make it funny.
Jesus fucking Christ! I'm so tired.
But yeah, I hate fucking talk shows because my favorite. As we were talking about like centralism, I think my favorite. By favorite, I mean most hated and wretched and morally abhorrent. Is when a talk show basically has like hey, here is blue-haired pierced girl, and here is the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. Is racism bad?
Jerry Springer, right there.
I mean, this basically. It might as well fucking be. Everything is Jerry Springer now, right? Like, do
you guys remember whatever happened to Morton Downey Jr.?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he doesn't get the quote unquote credit he deserves for being the shitty sort of like
he was a fucking
prototypical talk show host that was an absolute piece of shit. But that was his job, was to be an absolute piece of shit.
And he was good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was a deplorable human being, but god damn it, it was entertaining. It kept you watching
like entertainment.
Yeah.
Right. And that was why that was our downfall.
And he looks like the guy that's shouting, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Yeah, like I have, even like though he was a huge he was a huge piece of shit, but at least I respect him for being straightforward of like, this, I have no illusions. This isn't news. He's going into it this is entertainment. Mm-hmm. Like this is basically proto Jerry Springer. Like there's no delusions there. There's no like, you're being at least honest with how fucking shitty you are. With the way everything is right now, when you have like the immaculate fucking white people on their morning talk shows, I don't know. It's like I never ever got the feeling talk shows were meant to be news at all, ever, even growing up. But now they are, and they have fans, like you were saying, which weirds me the fuck out. I don't understand it. Like even the good ones. I'm sure there are probably a good one, like you were saying, Cornops. Like
there's a lot of people that like their news served to them by a personality.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I never understood.
Well,
newsmen should have no personality.
And I really have to recommend a show. You'll find it on YouTube. We'll put it in the show notes. Called Newswipe with Charlie Brooker.
Oh,
it's over a decade old, but nothing in it is old. I mean, it's funny, but I mean, this is the same guy that makes Black Mirror, so it's funny, but it's dark, and you can go from laughing your ass off to just sitting upright in your chair, unblinking, in the space of a few seconds.
Oh, lovely! More of the horror.
Well, he's doing the Philomena Kunk stuff now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Charlie Brooker's approach to how school shootings and how mass shootings should be handled. I mean, in my opinion, it's 100% perfect, and it's chilling as hell.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. We'll throw it in the show notes. It's absolutely worth checking out.
I think this you raise an interesting point here. Like they want their news delivered to them by a personality, and
which is funny that I'm complaining about that, considering this is what we're doing right now. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's what we are, for sure. But we're not actually talking about the news, and you shouldn't take any advice from us.
We are not accredited journalists.
We are not the news.
We have not established, the Neon Dystopia outpost yet. You know what I mean? Like. No. Mm-hmm. We will have running water and sewage at least. We've thought of that much in our secret, libertarian fantasy world. But my point is that most people mistake, like Kristen Welker, God love her, isn't a journalist. She might have gone to journalism school. She may have done some journalism. She's a news personality. She's she's not getting to she does it better than some, but it's still, this is softball shit. And they handle you based on the mojo you have. So if you have like too much mojo, they're going to hit you with kid gloves. If you have no mojo whatsoever, they're going to skin you alive for their own ratings, because they need that balance. They need that to seem like they're even handed. But these are not even your anchors. They're not necessarily journalists. Like, they're given the stories. There are people who write those stories, who go out and actually do this stuff on the scene.
Yes,
that's journalism. I get that. We're not seeing that on the national level. These people are in makeup for 2 hours. Okay. They're showing up to sit in a chair and read teleprompters to you. And some of them have veneers. Yeah, some of them have veneers. That's all I know. Yeah, it's just all I can say for sure.
Yeah, I could do that job, honestly.
They have to tailor.
But to kind of pull it back around to some sources that we like and do rely on, I think Scummy mentioned on all of our lists turned up 404 Media.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yep. It's the only, at this point, it's the only tech news I really trust.
Their slugline, unparalleled access to hidden worlds, both online and IRL.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love these guys just out of the gate. It's a collective of independent journalists, but they came over from Vice's Motherboard tech journalism reporting. And
which is really the only thing I was reading from Vice rather at that point.
Vice Network, Viceland, the TV channel, the news program, they are almost worth like an episode all on their own. Like they had a lot of
they had some hard-hitting documentaries,
fantastic programming, some hard-hitting underground documentaries, and it's really kind of sad what ended up happening.
They also had Gavin McInnes.
Yes, which I watched in high school or in college.
They got sold to private equity and basically sold off for parts, but they had a lot of really interesting programming on there.
Yeah, they used to be very good.
Focus, but 404 Media. What have we got on them? An online independent reporter-owned news publication, focuses on technology and internet reporting. Covers topics such as artificial intelligence, hacking, sex work, niche online communities, and the right to repair movement. Owned by its reporters, and it received an EFF Pioneer Award in 2024.
Yeah, they're good, and their writers are good.
Oh, they're fantastic.
I am an idiot. Okay, when it comes to like tech shit, and I can understand everything in the fucking article.
Yeah, they make it very approachable.
Yes,
they're very good.
They're very good. They're very, very good writers.
But as a writer who likes writing, they're very good at writing.
Yes,
you know what I mean. It's not just that they're clear; they're tight. They got their shit together.
Top tier.
Really good shit.
Fast Company summarized the outlet's creation as a Spartan setup consisting of a Stripe account and the Ghost web hosting platform.
Which I love. That is one hell of a description. But it's
actually, can you talk
absolutely
about that for
accurate.
a second, Dan?
What's that?
Can you talk about that for a second? Why is that important? Because I tried to put a piece in here, but I didn't want to say something I didn't know what I was talking about.
The coolest thing, well, not the coolest thing, but one of the coolest things about 404 is exactly that. I love that description of them because, there's other tech media companies that I will read and, actually follow, like The Verge or something like that. And if you look back into the history of The Verge, I mean, it's kind of the same. At least it started out kind of the same because a lot of these tech news sites that are operating today were born from tech news sites that were shut down yesterday.
Yeah, that's very
the Verge came over from, I think it was, a lot of them came over from Engadget. Some of them came over from the AOL tech reporting stuff. They're basically journalists that either got thrown out or laid off or whatever. And they just basically said, okay, well, we'll make our own news organization with blackjack and hookers. And
thank you.
No one did that quite as well as 404 because it's just like, okay, so what do we need to start up our own news hosting site? Well, we need a CMS. WordPress sucks, so we'll use Ghost.
Hey.
And the cool thing about, and I can see why they would want that because Ghost, one of the things that Ghost offers is a top tier newsletter system built into the son of a bitch. Ghost, WordPress walked so Ghost could run, kind of thing.
That's fair.
It's slimmed down in a lot of ways, but it's also more robust in others. But the thing is they basically said, what do we need? We need a CMS and we need a way to take money. There you go. And that's what you need to start a news business. And a lot of the more modern news sites like I can't remember, like what was it, like Giant Bomb or something like that. Where they just, yet another thing. Giant Bomb started from some reporters that got kicked out of their other news organization. I think there's another website that was formed by people that got kicked out of Giant Bomb. I don't remember, like Aftermath or something like that.
Right.
But it's the same kind of thing. What do you need to make news, to make a news site? You need a CMS, you need a way to take money, and that's it. And they will take your money, and you get premium stuff because of that. You can comment on the news stories. I don't know why you would want to do that. If I had a time machine, I would not go back in time to kill Hitler. I would go back in time to find the person who said, if I write this code, people can leave comments on our stories, and I would cap that son of a bitch right in the back of the head.
I mean, you could do the soft, on launch too. You could just be like, here, now have another whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds yeah.
And they kind of launched 404 with a little bit of fanfare, but not too much. They basically just rolled out and said, yeah, we're the people that you know from Vice Media. We work for Motherboard. Here's what we're doing now. Check us out. And then they just started dropping scoops and massive stories. I mean, they hit breaking shit because it turns out the four people that kind of are behind this, you got Jason, Emmanuel, Samantha, and Joseph Cox. Turns out that they're really fucking good at their jobs, and they are working in an environment where they're allowed to be really fucking good at their jobs. And because of that, you get some of the best news I've ever read online, period.
I'm telling you, management class better be watching their asses.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out. If schlubs like us in the middle of a plague can be like, let's start a podcast and a publishing website, anybody can do that.
And that was the other thing. They, of course, started a podcast because it's kind of inspected, and it's hosted on Ghost too, because Ghost can do that.
Dope.
Okay. And to speak to some of that reporting, some of the most interesting stuff that I kind of was just looking at immediately. In January 2024, 404 Media reported that an AI-generated rewrites of its articles appeared on spam websites, with some prioritized over the original article on Google search. So like people were ripping them off, and like it was being fed to the world before like where it came from.
Yeah, it's the most AI thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And in that same month in 2024, they began requiring email addresses to deter artificial intelligence article spinners from scraping its content to publish it on other websites. Essentially, they found their own sort of like workaround for the problem for the time being. Also in January 2024, a 404 Media investigation discovered that images in the Taylor Swift deepfake pornography controversy originated from 4chan and were distributed via Telegram before appearing on other social media platforms. So they kind of traced that back to origin.
Yeah.
In February 2024, 404 Media released a report alleging that Tumblr and WordPress were selling users' data to AI companies, OpenAI and Midjourney, for training purposes.
God.
Speaking of
we've infected
WordPress.
them.
No, I don't.
And for those who don't follow the chain of acquisitions, WordPress, as in WordPress.com, owns Tumblr now.
Also in February, 404 Media covered how ghost kitchens utilize generative AI to create product images in food delivery apps DoorDash and Grubhub.
That is one of my favorite articles. Those pictures are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they heard about the ghost kitchens. Benjamin said there was one to break that story.
I had never even heard of ghost kitchens until I read that.
Ghost kitchens.
It was almost
blew my fucking mind.
No, it was about 2 years ago. I did some DoorDash and like driving, and I would get these like we would use it. You know what I mean? Like I would drive for DoorDash, but then I would use it. And sometimes like we'd find this, hey, this is a hot new restaurant. And it would be this thing that looked like, what if fried chicken legs were like human centipeded?
Or it would be like an unmarked food truck, like a totally blank, unmarked food truck in the middle of a parking lot. Yeah.
Or come to this house and make sure you pull up in the alley behind the place. We don't want you to be seen.
Yeah, and I can understand the hustle to a certain degree because it was, COVID was happening and there was a lot of that going on. But
no, that's not hustle.
Take a picture of your fucking fried chicken, bro.
Yeah, that's not hustle. That's fucking Chuck E. Cheese trying to figure out like, all right, we can't get the kids in our restaurant because COVID. Nobody wants to go to Chuck E. Cheese for pizza. What do? We'll just
Yeah.
make
Deliveries.
a kitchen in like
Gambling.
We'll just do
wait,
that.
sorry.
Oh, wait.
I mean, that would have been. I would have. Yeah. No.
No,
That's
I mean a lot of places had to convert or die. You know what I mean? We
Yeah,
saw a
basically.
lot of places close, and a lot of places that did that kind of ghost. Now, a ghost kitchen is different than a restaurant going straight takeout. A ghost kitchen is like a setup in a fucking like storage unit or a truck.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Not the same
Yes.
thing.
Yeah,
But at the
that's why they
same
have to
time,
use, like, AI-generated images for their fucking pictures.
it's one of the shadier things that I can kind of understand. Where I'm just like, I get it.
Sure.
You know, it's like, all right. It's just like 4 microwaves, and they're just giving you Tostito or like tacos and shit, like from the freezer section of the
same way
local.
we're a ghost publisher.
Yeah.
Most recently with 404 Media in June, they first covered the use of the facial recognition mobile Fortify app that ICE agents are using. This is an app that draws from a database of over 200 million images, can take contactless biometrics of people at whom the agents point their ICE-issued phones.
Like they couldn't be racist on their own.
I'm sure it's going to be tied into Palantir any day now.
Mm-hmm.
The app is said to
racist on
use
their own, but,
only federal databases such as the National Crime Information Center, CBP systems, but concerns have been raised about whether it will incorporate commercially available databases such as Palantir.
You said that's June, right?
Yeah,
that's
from June 2025.
When did Doge hit?
Before that, right?
Yeah, before that.
Yeah.
That was
So
almost
this,
like
this
thing
shit's
after.
all been integrated. There's already profiles made for all these people.
Yeah.
The last note here, naturally, concerns about the technology's reliability have also been raised.
Yeah, I fucking bet I'm gonna get fucking scammed by one of these assholes, and they'd be like, "Are you from America?" And I'm like, you speak no English. I go, fuck yourself, piece of shit.
Well, like every goddamn crime fucking documentary that I've seen, I'd have to say my entire life. From the era of film to the era of broadcast television to the shows set up specifically to solve a crime as a mini series or like a crime of the week series or something like that. Whenever they've used video footage, it is the shittiest, grainiest fucking thing in the world. And they're like, well, they got him with this. And it just made me go like, who is looking at this? Now, there's a couple of times where it's obvious. Like the guy's wearing like Charlie Brown's shirt.
Yeah.
And they find him 10 minutes later and he's got blood all over his mouth and hands. Okay, I get that. That makes sense to me. But most of these are just like, it's just a blob of pixels, black and white. That's it. And it's like a shadow moving or something like that. And it's just like, this isn't really evidence. Like I don't know why you're paying for this camera. Well, I'm even talking like even a Ring camera at this point. Like they've gotten better and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My favorite is when they get on the local news and police are seeking help finding this bank robber, and then they show the picture or the video from the bank, and it's like, God damn, we can take high resolution images of other planets orbiting other stars, and you fuckers are using a web camera from 2006. At least that's the quality I'm looking at here, and you're the bank.
And they give cops like body cameras, and it's like ungimbaled. It's like 120p. Is a refresh rate of like once every weekend.
Yeah,
like
it's just filmed on a potato. It's filmed on a peeled potato.
Yeah, that's tumbling downhill and smells like bacon. Anyway,
they do good work for
now.
Media,
one thing I do have to give them
404 is really good.
Yeah, that we haven't shouted them out for yet is they do a regular forum and class on how you too can use the Freedom of Information Act to find out your own facts. I don't remember how often it's like I want to say like once every couple months. They get online, all of them, and they just sit there and they talk to people and they show you, here's how the Freedom of Information Act works. Here's how the paperwork works. If you want to find out how something is going down in your community or with your government, here's what you do. Here's how you fill it out. Any questions?
Training citizen journalists. Nice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I have nothing but respect for these people.
That actually
and they, as a personal thing, they cover libraries like just really fucking well.
Really well.
Yeah, like every time, every now and then a library article shows up in it. Like the most recent one is the last video rental store is your public library. It's brilliant work. Absolutely brilliant work.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's by one of their new writers, Claire Woodcock. You got to check it out.
And I want to take this opportunity to shout out something that I don't think enough is made about. I don't hear it being talked about at all. LOC.gov, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Just go to the Library of Congress. There's so much fucking shit they've digitized. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need to back up your shit, well, it is, but it's not now. And these people are fighting like harder than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah,
these people don't even consider books. Like they were fine on J6. They're like allergic to books.
I mean, that's
so.
Yes.
I don't see them fucking with the Library of Congress that much. Like I could email a guy.
I mean,
I'm not trying to get the guy in
history.
trouble. Yeah, they are, but they're not really taking anything. Like they haven't remodeled the beautiful, beautiful fucking dome. That marks the only time I ever felt spiritual and patriotic at the same time.
Mm-hmm. It's literally one of the most beautiful buildings in existence.
Yeah, no, I was overwhelmed. It's strange. It's strange that like sometimes architecture can do that to you.
They don't make them like that anymore.
Just the smell of the wood. It's so beautiful. But that's the whole point of this is that we're like hungry for information. Okay, yeah, Library of Congress is good for history. It's also good for very current event stuff, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we need to mention archive.org.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Just for the ability to go to like the Wayback Machine and stuff too.
Yes.
Because
no,
a lot of
do good work.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff behind paywall that you can just get.
Yeah.
You just go to archive and find it. You know,
there's a lot of useful stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you'll see a lot of you'll keep
like,
watching.
If you
you'll
care.
See a lot of and keep watching. You'll see a lot of links that will go to the Wayback Machine because you know that tweet was deleted or that story was mysteriously updated or you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're terrified of the idea of like that thing we used to say as a joke, the internet never forgets.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I raved in the 90s. Oh my God.
Oh. Amen, brother.
Before there were cameras everywhere in everybody's hands. No, I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making it real hard to commit crimes, guys. I don't know why.
Yeah, back then you had to develop that shit. It could be 2 weeks before anybody saw you thrown up behind the dumpster. You know, like it wasn't like posted and viral by the morning. You're like not still hungover dealing with it. Like
I do wish I got to experience the age of kind of like harmless crimes like that, where it's like, yeah, we're making a rave. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
No one was using the room anyway.
Yeah, now it would totally be something like Per the Roller Boys levels of goofiness. Like it was just
absolutely. Or worse, they turned into like a B&B or something, or like what the fuck is it called? Some asshole turned into like God damn it, I can't remember what it was. But basically, it turned into a rental for passive
like a party house kind of.
Something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Instead, it just turns out to be the house from like Barbarian or something.
I would like my basement to have a basement. I think that would be fun. I just wouldn't like that happening.
Yeah. No.
So.
From this point on in my list, we kind of get a little more granular, and I start talking about a lot of different individual investigative journalists and podcasters that I kind of respect and kind of follow.
Oh, could I do one first before we enter that space? Because I got one more. I got one more on my end, which kind of like straddles the line between the two, really. And this is the one that kind of just appears when I'm like kind of like looking at something else. And they do really grungy shit. Is like Unicorn Riot, which is they're like a nonprofit. They try like really on the ground. They cover a lot of protests. That's their big thing. Yeah. That's what they're kind of known for. But they really like try and get in there. You know, they get fucking arrested. You know, and trying to do like a decentralized people's news agency. And
it is really important to get on the ground coverage of what is happening because you will hear completely different stories when these things pop off. As if anyone who's been paying attention the last couple of years at the civil unrest that's been going on and on, you'll notice like you need to get people who are in there on the ground telling us what's really happening.
Absolutely. And they're the most biased of my picks because obviously they're lefties. There's no way around. Like they are lefties, and but I like them for that, and because they're the only ones trying to like cover of what actually goes on in the world and like what's going on. And like what kind of shit did the cops fucking do? Like stories that no one talks about. You know, they talk about writers too. Like one just died recently. Like really well-known communist writers and like other people like protest people involved in protest movements of yore.
I may be mistaken. I don't know if they broke it, but I definitely read it from them. Was where the in 2020, the summer 2020, when like the mysterious pallets of bricks were showing up in like urban areas where there was going to be riots. I definitely read that from this source. I don't know if they reported it first, but that's the kind of stuff you really need to get out.
Yeah, they're just people, like, except they're really devoted to like talking about their community, and they're all over. So like I like it when they show up. Is there something I'm trying to like watch more of? I like their website. They try and update it.
I follow them on YouTube so that when they like post something, I could be like, okay, what's this about? And then I at least have an idea. Okay, that's what they're covering now. Because sometimes they'll spend a few videos, or they'll spend a few days or weeks or something in a location.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, YouTube is actually it's weird. I fucking hate it. But you know, I follow Unicorn Riot. I also Means Morning News is real fun because he's just got this like deadpan kind of dry, sardonic delivery that I appreciate.
Yeah, they're absolutely on my list too. We'll talk about them in a bit.
Nice. Yeah, and Some More News. Cody Johnson
also on my list.
Some more news.
We'll get back into them later too.
That's kind of.
But like YouTube does have some interesting like soloist, or like small organizations and stuff that like they have a writing team on Some More News and stuff for sure. And it's we talk about like entertainment. It's the best way to deliver information. You know what I mean? And sometimes like you need it to have kind of a bit of a snap and a zing to it. I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing because sometimes news is horrible.
This is part of what I was considering when we moved into kind of this part of the show. Like I can recall back in like the early aughts, like the aughts, when the Daily Show was reported as America's #1 news source in so many polls.
I remember that.
And I was like, no shit, because nowhere else can totally be trusted. And these guys give it to you, the basics, with like a grain of salt, and then give you a satirical mirror to look into it. To like, are we really doing this, people? And since then, I think comedy in news has been more of a legitimate marriage to deliver a fact.
Well, and my daughter gets some of her like regular news sources from an Instagram account. It's probably on TikTok too. An Instagram account that's literally the animated fish from SpongeBob SquarePants, and it's just literally doing news.
Yeah.
But it's a short reel. It's a very short thing. And all it does is, it's the stupid fish from SpongeBob's news show. But it just literally spits the news, and that's it. There's no bias. It's like, so this is what's happening now. And that's the news.
Yeah. Those are on Twitch too. Like there are people who do Twitch channels like that of like just nonstop information, just presented to you in a completely absurd way.
Well, I think to a certain degree, given the context in which we live, like if you were to actually sit and deliver like a non-biased transcription word for word with a full audience eager to listen to you of just the last thing Trump said.
Yeah.
The last 78 words that came out of that man's mouth. And try to tell me that like, oh yeah, Cody is being funny about this, and that's a problem. Then I don't know what to tell you. Like it's I feel completely disconnected from the world right now, just because of no, this is what's happening. Like I'm gesturing toward it. Here's evidence of it, and they're like,
it's hard. Yeah,
no, second coming of Jesus. That's Trump. And I'm like, no, okay, cool. Just give me the nuke. Make us a first strike city again, please.
And like for that kind of coverage, for that kind of like commentary, my #1 pick is got to be Daily Zeitgeist.
Oh yeah, every day.
Not to be too much of fanboys here, but they give you a survey of the news and pop culture. They marry high and low culture together. And
I think it's important.
Go ahead.
No, I think it's important to like kind of do that. I do like their approach to things because they will, they're talking about the big stories. They are going through them very quickly, usually, unless the mighty Chris Crofton is present. But like,
yeah, there will
but
be
they
tangents.
yeah,
There will be tangents.
but they also like, I don't follow a lot of the pop culture because most of it just doesn't hit for me. I have this weird thing that I can't put on anyone else. Okay, I'm DJ brain, so when I listen to music, I'm thinking about, can I use this? I'm not looking at this like, I just enjoy this record. You know what I mean? Like
It's
and
the
I
kind of thing
do.
where like it's not important to me, but it's interesting to know. I like to
But
know what
right.
people are talking about.
Yeah, because that allows me to be surprised. That allows me to see, oh shit, hey, well, this artist is worth looking at. You know, like this is somebody that I should like check out, or this is a book I should look into. But it isn't, you know, what's popular necessarily. It could be about something that is popular, but it's not because it is popular. It's not trying to make it popular. You know what I mean? They're not talking about Taylor Swift because they're fans.
One of the better write-ups I saw about the show says they're helping listeners to find signal in the noise by merging political and pop culture topics. I think it says it pretty well. They're based in LA. They're on the iHeartRadio, umbrella. The main hosts are Jack and Miles. Jack was a writer at crack.com. And I've actually noticed that a number of sources of writing and things that I've come to like and be interested in are actually an old crew from crack.com. Robert Evans was at crack.com. Cody Johnston, again from Some More News, talk about in a minute. He was at crack.com. Unique crew over there. Then they've all gone on to do really interesting stuff.
Oh yeah, Jason Pargin.
The other
like
host,
Michael Swaim, like they have a lot of them on Daily Zeitgeist a lot. Like
it's like a
kind of
extended
co-host
network
and stuff. Yeah, it's really nice.
Pick all their brains
because I miss those guys. Anyway, go ahead.
The other co-host, Miles Gray, he has a background in video production at Condé Nast Empire. He was also a background in political organizing, and he's just a really cool guy. He's just like a hip fella.
Really good music selection.
The two of them have a phenomenal sense of humor and comedic timing, often reporting on how other outlets are reporting things. And they do a great job of connecting the dots on stuff. And personally, I love at the beginning of the episodes, they have AKA and title submits. I like to get a couple of AKAs in there from time to time. They'll sing one of my parody songs. So they have a lot of audience participation with their listener base.
Yeah. They're a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun guests.
I don't like the Daily Zeitgeist.
Really?
I'm subscribed to it. Sometimes it comes up and I might listen to it. It could be just because it is pop culture and I'm like, don't give a single fuck. Never I really have.
And that could be.
It's because this is the thing. I like some more news. I like that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like, maybe it's the type of show, maybe it's because of what they're talking about in the Daily Zeitgeist, I can't really get into it. I
like to know what the kids are talking about, so I understand the memes. That's basically
I don't.
That makes
care.
perfect sense. Yeah.
Honestly, I listen to it for the background. Like I'm not going to get in depth on everything that they're talking about necessarily. Which, to be fair, I have borrowed, like they've done a couple of stories and I have turned those into like episodes for us later, and I didn't.
They are well researched.
Oh, they're very well researched. But the other thing about it is I'm not going to spend all my time looking at pop culture. So I get this like 15-minute, okay, this is
dose,
what the fuck is going on.
Inoculation,
okay,
if you will.
Because I would not have been ready
for Skibbity Toilet if I was not inoculated.
Like, we're not going to talk about that because I got into that really early and I was like, hey, this is kind of cool. You know, and I'm down with it. I don't understand that, you know, but the thing is like, I don't care. Getting back to the music thing, like, you know, I am DJ brained. I also have this other thing where like certain artists that I like, once they hit a certain level of success, I kind of pull eject and I go look for a new artist. It's like once you did
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, now let me go see what else. I don't need to go to your stadium show. Now,
if it's not on Bandcamp, I'm not like, you know.
They can be a band that's been around for a really long time too. Like I still like Clutch. Like, Clutch is still banging for me.
Hell yeah.
You know, like I don't have a problem with that. I could be a fan of a band for like 30 years. That's not a thing. It's just that like there's certain other artists and stuff. It's like, all right, good for you. I'm going to go dive back into the pool and see what else we can pull out of it. And I, you know, like that precludes me from knowing like what the fuck Dua Lipa is.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Still
what I
don't
mean?
know what it is. I'm okay not
Well,
knowing.
yeah, she's a pop singer and stuff like that. But the point being is like
a lot
I
of her
wouldn't
songs sound like other pop songs, like
pretty much
literally like other pop songs.
like note.
Yeah,
for note.
that's why I'm uninterested.
Yeah.
Don't care.
But at the same time,
not
there's all
care.
this other like I don't care about this stuff, but it is kind of nice to know about it so I can still connect to like other people that I have to deal with in the world.
If I reach the age of 50, I'm going to be the type of older man, or at least 60. Let's say 60. If I reach 60, I'm going to have some
Slow down. 50's
child
fine,
teenager.
asshole.
Yeah, you're young and spry. It's the drugs. It preserves you.
Didn't say that. Keith Richards outlasted Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, figure it out.
Give yourself
Do
more
the
credit.
math.
But I'm going to be the old man where like I'm going to have some young come up to me and they're just going to say a string of sentences and words in complete earnestness, mind you. And I'm not going to understand any of it because it's in a slang and references. I have no idea what they are.
They're going to come up to you and they'll be like, yo, man, crack eggshell. And then you're just going to die because he was trying to get you out of the building that's on fire.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
The Daily Zeitgeist could save your life is what I'm saying.
Stranger things have happened.
Oh, God.
But no, I what it is I don't want to know this shit, but my God, I'm so glad it's them telling me.
Yeah. Yeah, they really
I think that's
deal.
what it is. They make fun of the things that I would make fun of. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate that about them.
And they're horrified by the same things that you should be horrified by. Like they really like put a line in the sand, like, "Hey, everybody in the news seems to think this is okay, but it's actually a horrible, grotesque violation of human rights. And why is no one talking about that?"
Yeah,
they're really good about that kind of shit.
Yeah. For like a Daily Digest show, I really can't stomach the ones that are like straight political and stuff. Like I'm aware of a few of them, but I just like I can't get into them. I don't like Sam Cedar. Fine, he's good.
That's one down on my list. Majority Report with Sam Cedar. Yeah. He's a voice actor. He's pretty funny. His co-host Emma's also got a lot of really great insights.
They're good. Yeah,
I like watching them. But their show is like an hour or two. I watch it in like 15-minute segments, just on the segments that I think I'm interested in. I can't sit and watch their whole show the same way I can Daily Zeitgeist or, again, the next one we're going to talk about here, Some More News. Cody Johnson, Katie Stoll. Jonathan is also there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cody, again, was part of the crew at Cracked. Katie Stoll is an actress and a producer. Jonathan is on their writing team. Big art school kids vibe for both of their podcasts, for Some More News and for Even More News. I should back up for a second. They have two podcasts that they do. Some More News is like a put up of a straight news show. They managed to give really good in-depth reporting on stuff while still having like kind of like a background kind of comedy sketch ongoing between the two of them. And there's a sock puppet involved.
There's a puppet, man. Come on. Yeah.
But they are very...
We got to talk about Wormbo.
Very informative. Surprisingly so.
But they're great because a lot of this stuff is absurd and needs to be dealt with as such. And I think Cody does a great job of it. I like just the deterioration of his bow tie or his necktie.
His whole outfit,
his whole outfit just coming apart.
I find his performance very inspiring. For if we ever do something similar to that, I would basically just do like just disheveled newsman, but like Cronenberg. Like he does a really good job of presenting like someone who is very possibly actively losing his mind because we are.
Their other show, Even More News, is more of like a straight talk podcast between the two of them without the act, but it's also very insightful, very cool, just the way they can kind of break subjects down and be very upfront and honest about it. What else have I got for them? Show is presented as an always fair, always well-researched, but most importantly, always entertaining take on news. They call themselves the first and only news podcast.
Yeah, different from us. We are the only podcast you are listening to right now at this moment.
They do a good job of combining... They do a great job of combining wit, dread, hope, and compassion to give you, these stories.
Yeah.
Their emotions are genuine. I think that's another reason why I really like, because it's just them talking. They're just very well informed and feel, whether you agree with some of the things they say or not, you feel what they're feeling, and I do appreciate that.
Yeah, they're acting in good faith. I think that's the thing that I think we need to spend the most time, like as a I'm not a consumer of news. Okay, I am a person who needs to be informed of things that I need to be concerned about, and that's slightly different. A consumer of news sounds like I just need slop poured into my gullet.
Yeah,
I don't need that. I need to know how to like plan for things. Wow, is our dog just howling down there? I don't know if you can hear that. But...
yes.
And one of the good things about their coverage is they really focus on how to sort of synthesize the news that you're giving you, how the news that's happening is affecting society, that sort of thing. Like how we're sitting with it. I guess I want to say.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't have much else. All I can think of is like part of my podcast diet includes like say Knowledge Fight, which is like this ultra granular look at Alex Jones over the last 11. Like they have 1,100 episodes. It's
Alex Jones,
amazing.
but it's a larger indictment of the entire conservative movement. I love that he keeps it current, because Alex Jones is not current, and he's a sad story. But he really reflects more on like the entire conservative movement and kind of chronicles their fracturing. He does a lot of reports on Tucker Carlson now. It's really great coverage.
I would definitely say that Knowledge Fight has like informed me, I think, the most of what modern conservatism is.
Well, you got to consider Dan Bongino is part of the fucking cabinet.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there are characters from this that have shown up and that are working right now.
I would recommend Knowledge Fight to understand like the minds or like the thinking or just like the story of an incredibly sad drunken man. I would highly recommend Knowledge Fight for anybody, like just to understand what
it's not. It's funny too, because it's not what we're talking about. Funny. Like we're talking about like the news organizations and stuff like that, and like where to get news from. What's interesting about this is that it provides like the context in which like it's weird that you'll hear Alex Jones say something that not that long later you will hear it literally come out of Trump's mouth, and it's not because he's got like a line to it. It's because of this conservative griftosphere.
Yeah,
they're all passing around like the same. They got the same. It's a con. Like the confidence is, hey, if you believe what I believe and I believe what you believe, then we can team up. And we can sell supplements.
We can sell supplements.
It's the whole thing. Like if oh my god,
I think I have one. I don't know if you
low life creatine.
Oh my god, not a bad idea.
It tastes like a catalytic converter.
Brain powder.
Scum approved.
I
think a podcast. I don't know if you guys listen to this one. I was listening. This one has quickly become my favorite podcast for something I don't necessarily like, which is pop culture. But this is like my favorite podcast, which is The Worst of All Possible Worlds. Which
I'm aware.
Yeah,
of it.
they're pretty good. I've listened to
it
a couple times.
Just three gay men talking about like their whole thing is like talking about the pop culture of a dying empire. The dying empire being America. And
I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a weird place. Don't live there. It's basically just talking about like video games, theater, because they all have backgrounds in theater,
movies,
shows. Specifically, they're weird because all of them were from like some weird Christian upbringing, except one of them was Catholic, but that one could be pretty weird too. But they talk
weird
about
enough, bro. Can confirm.
Yeah. So they talk about like this weird Christian radio broadcast that's still on that apparently the people in the grown ass adults in the NSA listen to still. They're I find them incredibly entertaining, incredibly talented, and I enjoy them very much for like just talking about stuff that either pop culture I am familiar with, like say their episode on like the Thief series of video games, like Thief and Thief 2 is really good, but like
they do a lot of video game content that's a lot of
video games.
I want to say it's a little, I don't want to like trash talk, but it's a little more highbrow than most of the video game revolving podcasts that I've heard.
Yes, it's very thorough. They really get into like, what makes a good video game, the writing, the gameplay, like the world, they definitely approach it from that kind of like that. What else about it? And if you're unfamiliar with theater like I am, because theater's not my thing. Not that I don't like it. It's just not something.
No, they're great. I was a theater.
They talk about theater. They talk about
for
theater
real.
A lot. Yeah, I really enjoy their.
What was it again? I totally missed it.
The Worst of All Possible Worlds.
Yes.
Which is a play on Voltaire's, Dr. Pangloss, the best of all possible worlds.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
because this sounds like something that I would really be into, and I've totally
It's
missed out
really
on this.
fun.
You dig
It's
it. You
really
dig it,
great.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'm
it's
trying
a
to
lot
think
of
if I
fun.
have any other ones.
Well, the one you mentioned before that I'll second the notion, Means Morning News. Means TV with Sam Sachs.
Hell yeah.
They got like a really cool retro look and vibe to their presentation. They're pithy, irreverent. Means Morning News is a daily news podcast hosted by journalist Sam Sachs. Reports on news for working people. It's about a 15-20 minute show. Sachs, he's a journalist and a political commentator. He used to be a staffer in Congress. They're based in Brooklyn. The podcast, which airs new episodes every Tuesday through Friday because they're fucking off on Mondays, focuses on political news from the perspective of the Washington, D.C. area and is also available as a video show on Means TV. They break down news and current events with a focus on politics and their impact on working class people. They have segments like This Week in Working Class History. They have Rich Dick of the Week. And they close out the show with a sunrise, with a nice sunrise. And again, it's like a 15-20 minute shot of some really pertinent news and just kind of like stuff that has more of effect than more wide reaching effect than you might realize. It's not just about doc strikes or kind of like not relevant stuff. Listen to him. You'll really like, I think, his presentation. It's great.
Yeah, he's really fun.
It just sounds like a really good really explicit and very good ad for Grindr. Like that would be really that'd be fun.
Also, I don't listen to it as much as I'd like to because there are only so many fucking hours in a day and I got shit to do. But I really like the Trillbillies Workers Party.
They're fun. I like that's another.
Everything I've heard from them has been really good.
I like them.
I like them when they're guests on other podcasts, and then I like their podcast every so often when they're like,
you could tell they're going through when they're going through like emotional turmoil. You know what I mean? Because they're just guys talking about the things that are affecting them. I think their most recent episode was about like the fucked up world of like sports gambling and where that's affecting like young people. You know, and like they can be pretty bleak. That's because you could tell when they're in a dark place. But I really enjoy them as well. And also they talk about like stuff from the American South, which is not a part of the country I'm familiar with, and they talk about that kind of stuff.
And the Rust Belt, Appalachia, they have some really good reporting.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I really like because you don't have that. The funniest thing about it is growing up with that kind of weird, what we thought of as a non-accent. We all thought that we spoke like the newscasters here in Northeast Ohio, and then we go out into the world and we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know what a John is.
What's a holler?
We'll get into it off mic. It's a few things. What else do we have? That's all like this is pretty much kind of like check these guys out, and if you like them or don't like them, find something adjacent. Find something that's like gonna give you the thing that you think you want. You know what I mean? Yeah. And don't here's a piece of advice too, because we're not closing it out, but while I'm thinking about this, don't fucking remain think you have to remain loyal or fans of any of them ever.
Yeah, no, this is news. It isn't us. You should always remain undyingly loyal to us. However,
of
when
course.
it comes to certain things,
be aware of what's happening with them. There's certain news organizations that have taken extremely weird pivots in a very short amount of time. We're about to see that if we're not already seeing it with CBS and that Barry Weiss bullshit. But
Washington Post, LA Times.
Yeah.
Well, New York Times has been gone for a while, but
I mean, they were like, hey, check out this Hitler guy back in the day. So, they were always on the list, but Washington Times sucked. As soon as Bezos grabbed it, it was over.
Post. Times always sucked.
Yeah. There's all these op-eds that are like, hey man, food isn't that big a deal, right? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, all right. Who wrote this?
You don't need to retire until you're 70, at least.
At least the New York Post is honest to the fact that it's a fucking rag.
Yeah.
I fucking hate them with a
they are
fucking passion, but they don't
serious newsfotainment.
No, but they don't hide what they are. It's like, no, we are a tabloid. We publish.
Remember when the National Enquirer was the Fringe, and now that's just mainstream?
It's just. Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
God.
I want more vampire bat boys. I think that's
Talking about
Bat
this
Boy
shit
lives. Bat Boy lives. He's in witness
God
protection.
bless him. Yeah, he is. No, he got out. I still keep tabs on Weekly World News, and I think they moved away from the AI generated images. Thankfully,
Oh, thank God.
Their writing is a lot of fun still. Whoever
took it over is like, this is what I was hoping that like the Onion would do to InfoWars.
Oh, still hoping.
Yeah,
whoever
whoever got a hold of it, yeah, like I think they're doing a pretty good job. I find them delightful. I miss being at a checkout line and seeing them. Honestly, that is like one of the points.
Oh, they still have it, but it's all dumb shit now. It's all like Prince Harry
it's profoundly stupid.
Can levitate while he
it's
farts.
Not the same. No,
like,
it's not the same. No, I don't care. No, it's not the same as a Weekly World News. Like I want to hear about fucking Bat Boy and how Bigfoot fucked your wife. Like, that's what I want. Yeah. That's the news you can trust.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that documentary, that Age of Disclosure, about the UFO shit that's on.
Oh yeah, I put that one in my queue. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of buzz about it, where people who are like not into UFOs are like, "Oh shit, man, this might be the thing." I was like, "Yeah, that happened to all." It's like that happened to all of us, dog. Like at some point, it happened to all of us. For me, it was just an old TV show in the '80s. But
yeah, no, let them have it. Let them have that kind of magic before they find out it was like all code for Jews. Like, like, let them enjoy wonder at the idea of aliens.
Yeah. Good God. I don't know. Hey, you guys got anything else? Any other news?
What fictitious news do we like? I mean, mine is the Weekly.
Sorry, fictitious news.
Speranza.
Most of it is. I mean,
too much of that already.
Speranza News Network. I hope that guy keeps doing that.
That's pretty great.
That guy's awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, this dude just takes binoculars into rounds in Arc Raiders and just goes around narrating what's happening and
with
capturing it.
With like the best graphics card ever, because everything looks crisp as fuck.
It looks so good. Well, the game looks good. Like, don't sell that short. The game looks really fucking good. But like he's like zooming in and stuff, and he's just like, "Hey, you're in the shot. You're in the shot."
Yeah, and when he's doing it, like there was another person who was doing that where it's like, my God, this just looks like war footage. You know,
yeah, it's really incredible.
Like it's really interesting.
I think we mentioned Onion. Somehow manages to stay funny and relevant in a world that is increasingly more satirical itself.
The other one I would argue that the Onion might be possibly the greatest American print organization that's ever existed.
I'd agree with that.
They have been consistent from the jump. From the jump, they have been funny, and they have not stopped.
They have never not known what they are, and the fact that like they're very earnest, then they're very like, again, opinionated, right? Like you kind of have to have opinionated news, and they're not fucking around about it.
No, they're basically putting both hands around the throat of the AP style and holding it underwater. Yes. It's incredible.
Yeah,
it works if you read it out loud to someone.
Yeah,
that's the best. Can't even predict.
It's a very important part
of it is to write like that too, like the way they
that's what I'm saying.
It. Like it's fucking hard.
I used to walk by their office in Chicago, like longingly, like I wish I had what they have. Like it's good to know that you don't. You know what I mean? So you don't make a fool of yourself.
Yeah.
The other one that's like it's a similar flavor that's excellent, especially for punk rockers and old scene kids like me, is Hard Times.net.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you didn't
Hard
say
Times is pretty fucking fun.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Current headline is Trump has been awarded the Hormel Peace Prize.
Has he?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That whole generation bitching about participation trophies, and here's is this your god?
That fucking FIFA trophy looks like something out of like a horror movie.
God, it
like
looks so
I saw pictures of it and I didn't think it was real, and then I saw it.
It's
and
not.
I'm like,
don't worry.
Fucking diabolical looking.
See how long they keep up a peace prize at the FIFA organization.
Is this the trophy that he decided he wanted to keep for himself?
Of course he did. It's probably.
Or is
that the one he put on himself?
There's one. I don't know if it was from the FIFA from the World Cup or from the tennis from the U.S. Open, but Trump saw the cup and the award, and he wanted just to hold on to it. He was like, "Yeah, I'll keep."
I think it was FIFA.
You get them another one.
Yeah, the guy actually said no. It was pretty great.
Wow.
He's just just imagine, he thinks he's antiquing.
Yeah.
Well, he's a pretty dumb man.
Yeah.
So
Jesus Christ. AP, speaking of which, Associated Press, they had one of their greatest headlines recently where they were talking about Trump to reveal results of MRI, doesn't know what part of his body was scanned. And I had to close my phone. I was like, "Oh." That was like when I read that biography of that Gabrielle D'Annunzio in this very academic. I can't remember her name right now. It's upstairs. But she's so academic. She's really good. There's a lot of information coming out. It's a very dense book, and but there are some moments in there where she can't even, and that's my favorite genre. It's when someone just can't keep it together. It's literally the biggest dickus scene in Life with Brian.
We'll talk about
that is my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, he's kind of like if Aleister Crowley went into politics a little bit. We're going to talk about him. Things could have been really weird. What else? What other news stuff? I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I think that's.
It's a good start. It's a good survey. We're not. This is not exhaustive, and this certainly isn't.
No, just
definitive.
know that you too can try and start something. And honestly, I think the best advice. And again, I'm not a journalist. I've tried to be, and I'm not. I'm I'd like to live a long and healthy life. Is I know money's important, but I respect the organization trying to keep money out of it because they're going to try and dictate what you get to say, anything else, right? And I think you in the 19th century, right? To start a publication, when a bunch of journalists got fired, or 404 Media, right? Kind of reminded me of journalists in the 19th century, all over the world. When you get fired, it's okay, we managed to steal a printing press. We have a bottle of whiskey and a gun. What do we do now? And it's you get out there and report on stuff. And it's not that's the other thing too. It's not a lot of these publications were corrupt, and it's not corruption doesn't exist today. It does. We aren't that far. I think now things resemble more of the 19th century than they ever did before, just because of that reason of a lot of things have been corrupted, and a lot of things are in somebody's pocket trying to spin a fucking narrative where it's no, the Nazis are actually our golden boy heroes. And you got to look at the other ones who are no. No, that's not real.
Yeah.
Why are you putting a gun to my head? Oh God. But that's the point is that's the important part, is the people who just put their skin in the game, because it's turns out telling the truth is very dangerous. But you need to.
And a lot of it is going to be on us as the person seeking information, because we have to be able to discern whether this guy just kind of looks the part, or if this person is in the trenches.
Don't be passive. Don't like you were saying. It's don't consume media. I know it sucks and it's work, but when it comes to the news,
this is your fucking life.
You need to put the work in. Do not just turn the thing on and then digest everything it says. My grandfather does with Fox News because he's almost 90.
Yeah, sadly, we're at a space where we need to be active with grooming what comes into our feeds and into our awareness.
You cannot trust your algorithms. Your algorithms are. It's the same thing with your Chat GPTs. It's only going to tell you what it thinks you want. It doesn't think anything. It's only going to tell you what's closest to what you're saying to it.
Mm-hmm. You have to be proactive about it.
Yeah. Yes. If I relied on a Spotify fucking playlist for new music, it would all sound the same. Because especially now that they're starting to incorporate AI goddamn music, there's a fucking. I think there was a contemporary Christian AI song that charted number one.
Oh God!
And I'm like, well, that doesn't surprise me as much as you'd think, but given the format,
don't search things using ChatGPT. Do it
don't.
Yourself. Yeah. Come on, do fucking research. I know we're not that far gone intellectually, where it's you can do this yourself. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah. Incorporate the phrase, did that really happen? And then get a few sources. You know what I mean? You know, Jay, it's. I think we're good, right? I mean, I think that's an episode.
I absolutely agree.
I think peer-reviewed stuff and sources are important, and you should go find them. Much like this podcast, which you should not use as a source, but I'm glad that you listen to us to be informed about these things.
JD Vance, fuck that couch.
Hey, it's the Low Life Podcast.
Do you know anything about hackers? You jammed the tops of cowboys and surface bases? Ever read the romance? Ever experienced new wave? Next wave? Dream wave? Or cyberpunk? I didn't think so. It made me feel. It's a world where you can just say, I'm going to do it. A world where curiosity and imagination.
I'd buy that for $1. Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Go away, Baton!